Okay, I'm ready. Let's roll up.
Okay, so let's start up. We'll walk and go in and then start up at the very top.
Pastors and former gang members deploy across the Casa Sierra condo complex in the Lincoln Park neighborhood of San Diego.
How you doing? You remember us from last time we were here in the neighborhood, always trying to let everybody know that we're still here, trying to give you the information that could help you in any way.
The group calls itself the Community Assistance Support Team, or CAST. It goes into areas with heavy gang activity to offer prayer, food, and resources, like information on mental health services or food stamps, anything that might ease some of that stress that sometimes fuels violent crime. In April, the group partnered with the San Diego Police Department to get at violence on another level. It convinced the police gang unit to send real-time information on gang shootings so they could get to the streets quickly and talk gang members down from retaliating. The information usually comes in the form of a text from Gang Investigations Lieutenant Keith Lucas.
Then here, Keith Lucas, he said 2 NH Crips shot at Hal and Lee's. I have no further at this time. Get you more when I have it.
Former gang member and pastor Cornelius Bowser gets those texts. When one comes through, he alerts his street team and then heads to the hospital.
When you talk about an individual that gets shot and he's in the hospital, of course, he can be thinking about getting vengeance, but he's also thinking about he could have lost his life. He's also thinking about some of the changes that maybe he needs to make in his life. And so if we're able to get in there and make a human connection with them and win their trust, we can actually change their mind about what they were thinking about doing.
I sell food to raise money, and this is some of the stuff that be on the menu. I'll give you guys a little sample of the ribs.
When Charlotte Johnson cooks in her Casa Sierra apartment, she makes enough food to fill big aluminum catering pans. She sells cornbread, cabbage, and ribs to help families in her community cover funeral costs. She says the need really never lets up, but in recent months, she has.
I got shot right here, it went in my neck, and it came out my back, and it knocked all my nerves and filling out of this arm.
Johnson is a former gang member. She got out of it 30 years ago, but was hit randomly in September after mistaking 2 strangers for her nephews.
I don't know if I interrupted them for something they were about to do, or if they were getting initiated into a gang.
Do you have anybody in your life who wanted to go try to track you down and retaliate?
I plead the fifth on that.
CAST members stepped in early, helping her fill out paperwork and sign up for disability. They also helped her send a message to family and friends.
I was born and raised in Southeast San Diego. I'll be 50 years old, so there's a lot of kids and stuff that love me, but if it was someone thinking something like that, I had already told everyone to don't do nothing like that, because if I don't know who did it to me, then nobody else knows who's done it to me, and the same fear and the hurt and the pain that it brought my family and friends would be the same thing would do to someone else's family and friends.
Johnson says she's not convinced anyone would have actually acted on her behalf. But San Diego State University gang researcher Dana NURGE says CAST is right to zero in on retaliation.
So most gang violence is retaliatory in nature, and that creates a cycle of violence. So if you can interrupt that cycle, you can reduce violence significantly.
Since May, Pastor Bowser says his team successfully intervened following 6 shootings. Last year, the number of gang-related homicides in San Diego fell from 16 in 2012 to 3. But Bowser is careful not to take all the credit. He says CAST's relationship with the San Diego Police Gang Unit has shown him the guys working on the problem at the other end are just as invested in finding solutions. The proof, he says, are in his text archives.
They say he may lose a toe, but thank God he is alive. And then Keith Lucas said, a blessing might be his chance to take a different path in the sense of us reaching out to him. And that's one thing that I was saying about, the gang unit is that the people that I work with, they really do care.
Now Bowser is working on building a relationship with the UC San Diego Trauma Center. It would put him bedside even faster. Megan Burks, KPBS News.